Neil Young. Okay, there's a little song, but an American with a stutter. Mary Lou, I'm calling you up on the telephone to say thanks for coming to the dance with me and letting me take you home. Sorry I seem so nervous, started to stammer and sweat. Started when I first saw you, but I ain't got over it yet. I stared at your great big beautiful big blue eyes. I wondered if you flirted with the other guys. When she smiled I nearly shot right through the door, 'cause I ain't never seen such pretty little teeth before. Somebody asked me the other day, what would you wish for in life if I had one wish? I said, I wish they could find oil in Zimbabwe, because the Americans would go in and then sort out the country. At least we'll make a plan. Because you know, George Bush is not my favourite act, but he's a great guy. He gives me some humour.
Yeah.
Apparently George Bush, if he grows another brain cell, he's going to be a plant. So. Good on you, George.
Yeah, he has a way of making up his own.
Yeah, you know, I think all politicians are tied somewhere. You know, they all chat to each other. They have a plan. So politicians is not my bag. I've got no political aspirations, comrades.
Yeah. But do you find when you come to England specifically, you get a lot of South Africans coming
Lots
to your
of
shows?
South Africans, but a lot of British people now are coming with the South Africans, because South Africans are integrating in society, which is fantastic. I mean, go forward, brothers. Take the benefits whilst you can. Make a plan and sign up for those free moments. You can even get a holiday in Benidorm, I've heard. But you must be a one-legged cripple with one eye and leprosy. As long as you've got a gay tendency, or your uncle was from Birmingham or something like that, you're okay. You know, the other day what happened to me, I'm serious. You know, what happened to me was, I was watching all the news, and I found out that one of my great-granddads actually was from Boston, Massachusetts.
Yes.
And he was sent to South Africa in some sort of labor force to help with something. So basically, I'm an American African. So I'm going to go back to Boston and like lie on the ground and say, oh my God, I'm home. I'm going to open a South African school in New York. There'll be no teachers, they'll all be on strike. And they'll have 93 kids to a class. The guys must come to South Africa and see the schools are really going. We're having a hard time with the schools in South Africa, but it's a hard time over here. But South Africa is a great place to be, you know, it's fantastic. And the fact that the British people can come there with £30 and stay for a year does actually help quite a lot.
Yeah, to the extent, yeah, that's quite right. How much does music a part of your show? I mean, I saw one of your...
I used to do a lot of music, you know, just experimenting with myself, and not in that way, but the guitar and things like that, experimenting with myself, and just, I like music, and I wrote something. I was in a pub once, many years ago, and a guy came to me and said, you know what, Bal, you telling jokes? I said, yeah, I tell jokes. He said, yeah, but I'm a muso. I said, I'll tell you what, I will write 13 songs, an hour's worth of songs, and you write an hour's worth of comedy. Let's see who does it first. So I went home and I wrote the songs. It was more of a challenge to me. You know, they say a boer maak 'n plan.
Yeah.
When you get a chance, you go forward and you do it. So I wrote these songs that went good. Doesn't matter, but I wrote them. But I was also writing my own comedy at the time as well. I was mixing it with jokes, but I write my own comedy now all the time. So
some of the soundtracks on your DVDs
yes,
are almost rap.
Yes,
bit
I
of
like
rap.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
One day I was sitting with my kids, and one of the songs called "I'm Glad I'm a Dad." My son said to me, "Are you glad you're my dad?" And just as that, I said, "I'm glad I'm your dad, though your kids make me mad. Sometimes I feel bad, also quite sad. You're forever out playing, always delaying to do the chores that I'm paying, pocket money for saving, not that it goes near the piggy bankies, my dear. Then I get mad, but I'm glad I'm your dad." That came out as I've said it now.
Fantastic.
It was just, so I thought, yo, there's something here. And I wrote the song for my kids, and I actually used to play it to my children. That's how it went, you know. They used to play that song, Dad, play that song. So, but it's I'm out now because they're on YouTube and all that stuff now, Facebook, and they were on. They used to surf a lot on Google Earth.
Oh yeah.
And the guy said to me, Dad, you got to go on a diet, my one boy. I said, why? He says, no, I was on GoogleEarth.com and I focused down on your bum. It's rather large. He said, first of all, I thought it was the Grand Canyon, but in closer inspection.
But now, what took you into comedy? I mean, you obviously did something else before.
I just wanted to be a comic. I was actually a tradesman for 10 years. I wanted to be a comedian when I left school. My father wouldn't let me. It's weird how lifestyle changes as well. Hold on, I've got a cough. I've got this terrible flu. I went to the doctor in England today. That's my best. But they say doctors don't make money here. 15 minutes, £85. My giddy aunt. I know people work for a week for that. Hey? A week people work for £85. Especially if you're a Polish immigrant. No, did you read that in the paper? The guys are paying the Polish immigrants £2 an hour. So stupid, it's ridiculous.
Yes,
it's terrible. But anyway, what were we talking about?
Your move into
amnesia, of course. No.
So you were
when I went to my dad. No, my father said to me when I was school age, "What do you want to do?" So I said to him, "I want to be an actor." So my father actually said, "Son, actors are not really conducive to the way I've brought you up. Actors generally like to spend more time with people of their own sex, and they don't have children, and they basically like wearing funny clothes and things like that." But as you'll understand, my dad was a bricklayer. He said it a little bit different.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
So therefore, I became an electrician for 10 years, and I absolutely hated it. And then one day, I just said, I can't do it anymore. I just can't. And I started in the comedy world, and I haven't looked back since.
Fantastic.
My father didn't speak to me for 3 months. That was really true.
Susan,
he was like ashamed of me almost. He said to me, I can't believe you've done a trade, you've got a good thing, now you're going to go do this, you're going to make a fool of yourself. I said, well, that's the idea, Dad. You know, I'm gonna get paid. But then as soon as I got my first report in the paper, it was like, son. I'm so proud of him.
Fantastic.
Oh, it happens. You know, it happens sometimes when people phone up and they ask me for my fee in South Africa, and I'm very fortunate that I do quite well. And they'll say to me, how much? I said, that's the price, whatever. For 40 minutes. And I used to say, no, it's for 25 years. Because I've been doing it for 25 years. So that's the experience. But people can't understand that. They go to university, they do this, they do that, and good luck to them. There's nothing wrong with education, you know. But I have a talent and I use it and I get paid for it. And isn't that it? But can I tell you, 25 years I've been a pro. I still don't work for money. It's like I work for this. So that's very important to me. And the money I get is a pure bonus.
Yeah, good for you.
No, brilliant. Just don't tell the taxman, because the rest of the world, SARS is a disease. South Africa, the SARS is compulsory.
Tell me about Sandy.
Sandy is the love of my life. I've been divorced twice. I became a single mother after my second divorce. My children chose to stay with me. My ex-wife went her merry way, and I was working, and I had an au pair, and I was really working hard. So I was working, coming home, the au pair would go and all that. And I hadn't been out for like 9 months. I was really tired and depressed and quite lonely. Weird, and I went out one night and I met this girl called Sandy.
Fantastic.
And she just was incredible, and I became a friend for 3 or 4 months. And just one thing led to another, and I can safely say now that we're getting married shortly. And she's just this wonderful person, and she's helped me with my kids, and she's just fantastic. And what she's done is she's helped me take over. She's taken over the booking side of my
business,
events, and all that. And she does all that stuff, you know. And it's just I'm very lucky. I really believe we're soulmates. She's just a fantastic person, and I love her to pieces, and I'm very lucky.
Yeah, I'm so happy for you because
she's the only woman in the whole world that if I make trouble at home or if I get drunk with my mates, she makes me have sex to punish me. So I haven't drunk for 3 years because I just can't keep up anymore. In fact, when she tells me to come to the bedroom now, my penis sticks out a white flag before we start. I'm going to give you that. But no, she's fantastic. She's this wonderful person, and I'm very lucky. And if I can tell her somewhere, Sandy, I love you very much. And also, Rob, I've got 5 children, you know, and I'm very lucky with that. I've got Tracy from my first expedition. She's 28, Tracy is. And I got 4 boys from Jane. So something great came out of my second marriage. I got the house. So, but I got 4 boys and they're brilliant, you know. Bradley, he's 25, and Jamie is 22. And the guys who stay with me, Robin and Tyler, they just absolutely pearlers. They're 16 and 15, so I'm very lucky with that. It's a really nice little happy family. Like my mum used to say to me, if you've got food in your cupboard in the middle of the month, you're rich, you know. If you can say, what do I want to eat, and you've got a choice, you're rich.
Fantastic.
And money obviously does come in handy, but it's not the be-all and end-all. I have fun. I'm very fortunate. I do very well at this moment in time, and I think I'll do for the rest of my days as a comic and whatever. But I have a rich life, and it's just a great feeling that I can go all around the world and apply my trade and get love and admiration for it. And at this moment in time, I'm feeling quite emotional.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I think you must know that as South Africans living in
advertising.
That as South Africans living in the UK, and
fill in the blanks.
As South Africans living in UK, you must understand that you are very loved. And whenever we feel down in the dumps and we're missing home, the first thing we do is we put a Barry Hilton tape straight in the machine. We put a DVD in.
What do I do?
It lifts us up. You know what I mean? It really lifts us up.
What I'm saying to you, all the people out there that this is going to go to, send me clips of what you do at home, and when I'm feeling sad, I'll just put it on. And say, oh, that's Gladys and John from Burnley. They haven't spoken to each other for 3 years, but tonight they're doing some weird things under the sheets just to show me what they're doing. Well, that'll be great. You know, I appreciate that, the fact that the people actually like me out there. It's great. It's a very big honor for me that people love me, and I'm very blessed.
Yeah,
really
because you bring South Africa to us in foreign lands. You do. You bring South African humour, and it really, really is inspiring.
South African humour is quite unique. But as we are, oh, sorry, I got this terrible itch on it.
Oh, you know, but just sit back a bit here.
As we are expanding South Africa, you know, like we're part of the third world and the first world together. You know, South Africa, it's fantastic. You can actually do your whole shopping without getting out of your car. You just stop at the traffic lights and you can get anything you want. Now, South Africa is growing on the world, isn't it? South Africa is going all over the place, and South Africa is all of a sudden now have become a part of culture worldwide. We're not this leper people that we used to be treated as. You know, we have been integrated into societies, and South Africans are just going, wherever you go, people now recognize our accent.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they say, oh, you're South African, in a nice voice. You know, 10 years or 15 years ago, they'd say, oh, you're South African. So isn't that lekker? We're very fortunate.
Now, Barry, I understand you've been signed by Sun City to do
Sun International.
Sun International, yes. Right. Well, we'd like to wish you everything in the best for that.
I've got a 3-year contract with them. They're fantastic. Look, it might help that my brother is the marketing manager. I'd like to thank Rod Walker. He's a great man. He's a bit of a visionary, Rod Walker, and he asked me, would I make a plan? And I said, yeah, we're doing the shows, and I'm filling the rooms. But you know, that's what it's about. You fill the room, they'll do anything. They'll give you a limo. Yeah. If you don't fill the room, they say, Paul, you know, times are tough. So that's what it's about. So you're only as good as your last show, and you've got to carry on doing what you do in life. And if I can give a message to people out there, no matter what you do, man, if you're a street sweeper, it doesn't matter. as long as you do it with love and you enjoy your shit when you do out there, it's great. And then you'll have a 3-year contract with a council or something. It's brilliant. I'm very lucky.
Barry, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you.
Well, yeah, me too.
I wish you all the luck for your show upstairs in about 10 minutes. We absolutely are. And we wish you everything in the best. And if you're interested in having Barry in your town or in your city to give you a show, then you can go on Barry's website, which is www.barryhilton.co.za, or you can contact Sandy on this telephone number, South Africa, 041 368 1236. But I'll put that up at the bottom of the screen later on. In the meantime, I'll give you an email address, which is barry@barryhilton.co.za, and we'll put that up on the screen as well, so you can make sure if you want Barry in your town or in your city, you've got the right place to make the contact. Once again, Barry, thank you so much for having us.
I do appreciate it.
It's really, really been nice meeting you, and I wish you every success in the world, my
Thank you. I really do appreciate that. Thank you very much. And thanks all the people out there, particularly the South Africans, for supporting me for so long. Thank you.
Mary Lou, I'm calling you up on the telephone to say thanks for coming to the dance with me and letting me take you home. Sorry I seem so nervous, started to stammer and sweat. Started when I first saw you, but I ain't got over it yet. I stared at your great big beautiful big blue eyes. I wondered if you flirted with the other guys. When she smiled, I nearly shot right through the door. 'Cause I ain't never seen such pretty little teeth before.